Dami here again. Dami of the Gen Z Christian Pod. How are you? How are you doing? That was a week. So we're here today with another interesting episode for you. And this episode is one that is very special to me again. Well, all episodes are special, really. But this one I want to talk about a topic that I feel like a lot of us young people are afraid to talk about. And I brought someone that I know that will be the best person to talk about this topic with us. So my guest today is when you talk about marketing and branding. Guru in marketing and branding. So I'm going to introduce her first. No, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself first, and then I'm going to tell you how I got to know her. So my guest today is Fikayo Jegede. Hi, Fikayo. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So I knew Fikayo when I just started working in the corporate world in 2019. So if you want to know my humble beginnings, you can ask Fikayo. Those that I used to cry. Now you cannot make me cry. I would run inside restroom and go and cry. Ah God, Fikayo was there. This period, this very humble beginnings when I just started out in the media industry. And the reason I brought Fikayo is because Fikayo has been working in the corporate space and she just seems to just get the angle of the corporate space. I don't know how she does it. And I feel like for us that work in corporate, Fikayo, and when you go online, employers come a lot to talk about, oh, employees are this, employees are that. And I feel like employees will have advocates. We don't come online to talk because there's no job in Nigeria. As an employee now working in the corporate space, if you go online and go and talk now, they'll sack you. And then the next company that wants to hire you, they'll go on your Instagram and or Twitter and see that you've said a lot of bad things. And what is even more annoying to me is the fact that there's the employee and an employer. But I feel like for us young people, I know we're very audacious, and we just have people just come to us and say, if you have a Gen Z in your workspace, they just used to talk anyhow, and they're not very hardworking, and they are rude, and they are this. They are never wrong. It's we that we are wrong. And I've watched you, Fikayo. I know I told you this that I'm literally every time I see Fikayo's post, I'm always inspired. Fikayo is always working. And so when I hear people say, oh, Gen Zs are lazy, I'm like, I know people, like, and it's not just you, I know Fikayo, like, even Chiamaka, that Chiamaka is going to be on an episode. Like, I know Chiamaka, like, I know young people that are really, really working hard. And first of all, why do you think people have that kind of idea about us? They think that we are lazy. We just talk really. No, this is what we just do. We just have podcasts and talk.
Well, I think for people who say Gen Zs are not hardworking, have not actually worked with Gen Zs. They just say based on the fact that they know what they know about Gen Zs, we are lazy, we like different things and whatnot. If you have come across a Gen Z, in fact, almost all companies are looking for young people to work with them. If you have come across a Gen Z, worked with a Gen Z, you are most likely to have an open mind to work, right? Because in those times, those millennials, anything they say is what you want to do. Anything that if your boss gives you this, you want to do it. But for us, we question things.
Yes.
Why are we doing this?
Yes.
What's the point of getting this done?
Yes.
So we don't waste time doing multiple things. Because if you realize, people in other companies, like older people, they have spent like 20 years in one place. They're not ready to move. For Gen Zs like us, we adapt to change.
Yes.
Once there is no change, once there is no
growth.
Yes, once there's no just a single epitome of growth, we are likely to move away because we want to grow. We want to do something better. We want to, we bring flavor to the company, right? I would not excuse the fact that sometimes we have bad behavior. But it's everybody. I'm not gonna lie. It's almost everybody, both the millennials, both the Gen Zs. I don't even like that you always say Gen Zs. Like, why? Why Gen Zs? Because right now, I'm working in places where in leadership positions, most of them are very young. I'm telling you, in where I work currently, people in the leadership position are mostly Gen Zs. I'm even older than quite a number of them.
Wow.
We have a lot of people in churches. In my church currently, it's a youth church. We have a lot of people. We have 16, we have 18, we have 19 in the leadership positions, and they're doing so well. If I tell you that this person is 19, you would never believe because the quality of work that they give you is so amazing. So I just think that it's just people who complain about Gen Zs. I know that there are some who have it rough, who have experienced some things like that, but you cannot generalize. And people who always Gen Z, they have never worked with a Gen Z. Trust me, they have not worked with any Gen Z. They just feel like this is who Gen Zs are, and if they come to a workspace, this is who they would be. One thing about us is we're audacious.
Yes.
We are inquisitive.
Yes.
we are hardworking.
Yes.
But they don't like that fact because they never saw themselves young
Mm.
and being this way.
Mm.
So we that are this way, it looks like we're rude. We're
Do
not
it to
rude.
them.
We're not weird. It's just the way it's supposed to be. We
Yeah.
can't continue living in unanswered
Oh God.
questions. So yeah, basically that's what I think.
Oh God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now I want to talk about the corporate workspace.
Okay.
I want to talk about office politics.
Hmm.
Now that we've talked about the fact that a lot of people will say that, oh, Gen Zs are lazy. They've not worked with us. That's why they think that we are lazy. Because I think we are very creative.
Very.
If you work with a young person, we don't, like you said, we ask questions. Why are you asking me to do this thing? Explain to me what's the point, you know. But now I want to talk about the office politics generally, because I feel like a lot of young people really don't get the angle of office politics.
Mm.
I think that we're audacious. I think we are bold, but I think that sometimes maybe we do it too much that we don't observe the setting around us. And I don't know, it just seems to get the angle of office politics. It took me a while though, because I'm a Christian. It's hard for me to warm up to people that even if you're not a Christian, you don't share the same value that I share.
Right.
It's so hard for me to warm up to you. I mean, now I'm getting the angle of it. So how do you navigate it? How do you work with different kind of people from different walk of life? Atheists, this one likes club, this one likes this, and then it now comes to office. And now there's now clique, there is now this one, there's now that one. As a young person, and you're trying to now climb up the corporate ladder again. So I don't know, it can be a lot really. For me, it's just a lot. Sometimes I just avoid it. I'm just on my own. But you can't avoid it really. You have to be there. So how do you really navigate it?
I think for Christians, I'll speak from that angle, is we need to understand the importance of relationship. Relationship is very important. Whether the person is Muslim, an atheist, or whether the person is whoever, we need to understand building relationships, and we need to treat each other with respect. When it comes to office politics, I don't, to be honest, I don't really believe in this office politics. If you mess up, I'm calling you out. I don't
Is it that?
I don't really care who you are.
Yes.
If you mess up, if you are spoiling this job, you have to be called out. You have to fix up. It's not about whether you're my friend. If you're my friend and we're in the same space, before I call you out, I would have spoken to you not once, not twice, a couple of times before I now like take it out on everybody would know about it. But I think that for why people say office politics is we don't build genuine relationships enough. I think when we build relationships, we treat people how they behave. So there are some people who will take corrections and then they are very, when you shout at them, you're not supposed to even shout at anybody, but when you scold them or something, they tend to be so, I don't even know how to put it, but there are some people that they don't really care about how you are passing the information. They just
Okay.
need to get the job done.
Okay, yeah.
So you need to understand how people are at certain times. And we are very selfish because it's how I'm feeling, it's how I
Yeah,
bring it to
love
you.
it.
Where I work, we get a lot of backlash from like the management, but I am not going to give it to my subordinates just the way it was given to me, because that way I'll be destroying the relationship. So, and also we need to be able to follow due process, set structure. Structureless companies have the most politics.
Yes.
Once you set structure, this is how it's supposed to be, and you follow the structure. You see, this office politics starts from the boss, starts from the MD, starts from the CEO. They like to join heads together. I'm sorry to say this, but this is how they are.
Yes.
They bring you, they see you are good, they bring somebody else. They just try to,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a manual for CEOs, but they always do that. They just want to bring your heads together and then try to, I don't even know what aim they try, or maybe it's unconscious.
Yes, I
But
think
one
so.
thing is building relationships will help you. Understanding the structure of a setting will also help you. You can create a clique. I mean, there are people, there are bodies, office bodies who will help you
Yeah.
very well, make you very effective, but just understand the setting. Once you enter into the corporate world, I don't expect you to immediately make friends. I think you need to observe the situation, what is going on. If anybody's coming, stay away from gossip, office gossip. I think that's where we have the very dangerous politics coming from. Everybody wants to say, you say something about me, I tell you something about, it can be very messy. So as much as you can, stay away from politics and have a personal standard. Let people know that you can't cross this line with me. If it's the job, let's get the job done. If we are going to hang out, for me, if I'm going to hang out with somebody at the office, the person must be somebody that brings in value. Not that we're hanging out, you're not bringing anything, and then you expect that when you don't do good job, I'm supposed to stand by you. I'm not going to stand with you. I am going to call you out. So once you are able to give value and you're able to do your job, we can be friends. I mean, we can be best of friends because we're adding to each other. You can't be stressing me and I'll be friends with you. So I think that's very important in the office
Yeah, yeah.
politics. Just be observant, know who your friend is, know who anybody is, because you can't really trust anybody.
So I think so. You think it's easy to no, not easy. You think it's possible to have friends in the office?
Oh yes, it's very possible. I've had very good friends like you. From Rave, I don't think I have anybody I'm not friends with
Yes.
anymore. People that I'm still friends with, the Dami, the Matthew,
Yes.
Arike, most of them I'm still friends with them. When I was working at Cracks, all my guys are we're still friends.
Yeah.
I still talk to them. I've had the best bonds from the
Work.
office, and I most of us are like almost the same age.
Yeah.
We have the same work ethics.
Yeah.
They offer value as well.
Yeah.
After my workspaces, there are people who I do my content as well. There are people who help me,
Yeah.
and they're from Emmanuel helps me with
Yeah.
editing
Editing.
sometimes, right? So this I think there are very, very, very genuine and great friendships in work.
Because people argue this a lot, though. Oh, your colleagues are not your friends. They're this.
While I agree, um, I just think that people don't know how to set boundaries.
Okay.
There's work boundary and there is friendship boundary.
Yeah.
If you're my friend at work,
Yeah.
I think that if you're my friend, if I bring a job to you, you should try as much as possible not to mess it up because our
Okay.
friendship is on the line.
Yes.
If I'm your friend, if you are my friend and then you give me a job, I want to do the job so well that you can say that's my friend.
Yes.
Right? So I once we are friends and you're not helping me in my work, I'm not helping you in your work. There's no point being friends. Once you're helping me and I'm helping you as well, then we all know that we have boundaries that we can't cross. So Fikayo, I need to get this done by 6 p.m. If you can't deliver by 6 p.m., communicate with me. We're friends. We're G's. If you got alpha at 6 p.m. I cannot work, this would work. Let's negotiate
Yes.
how we can.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you expect a lot of people expect that as I'm your friend in the workspace, when I mess up, you shouldn't call me out. You should cover for me.
Yeah.
Covering for you is making you very ineffective. And at the end of the day, you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to grow. Like if I keep doing your job, I can do your job. I have been in that position before where I do because people waste my time and I don't have time. We need to get to the next project. We need to get to the next thing to do. So if you are wasting 2 days, 3 days doing a design, I learned how to design. By the
Yeah.
way, I learned how to edit videos, how to create videos. I learned how to do a lot of things because people are wasting my time and we need to get things done. People don't take their job seriously enough. So I realized that doing all of this thing is actually not making them grow. Forget that it's making me grow. It's adding to my portfolio, it's adding to the number of things that I can do. But it's really not making you grow. It's not making you very effective because you don't have anything to show that, oh, I did this while I was here, I did this while I was there. So I just try as much as possible. You get the job done. Right. So once you get the job done, we do what we're supposed to do. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So there's genuine friendship in the workspace.
Yes. So if I didn't know you from hearing you, I think that I would just come to the conclusion that you have a very good ethics. But I know you, it's something that you have a good work ethics. That you are very hardworking. So I really need to ask, like, what drives you? Because even from when I knew you in Web TV, this was 2019. That's how many years ago? That's 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6, 7 years ago. I can't remember. And even from that moment, God, if Fikayo, you see, if you are down, just be around Fikayo. Fikayo will bring your energy up. Fikayo will bring your energy up, and you can't pretend for a long time. You've been like that for years. You keep growing. You just want to be better. You want to reach your target. What's the next thing? Why? What drives you? Why do you want to?
It's money now. It's money that drives me. Well, apart from money driving me, I think that my work gives me a lot of pleasure. I have fun with my work a lot, and I think that a lot of people need to understand that beyond you working, you're offering value to someone. So what I think about is how can I help the next person? I might not have the money. So for example, when So let me just break it down. I like to solve problems. I love to solve problems. So when a problem comes, I'm very happy that there is a problem to solve because somebody is going to benefit from this problem. Like I always say when I talk about marketing and branding, your why is very important and it keeps you going. So for me, people are behind the reason for me keep doing what I'm doing and keep, striving and keep trying to do well. I make mistakes too. I fall behind timelines as well. I do not meet up to deadlines many times, but I just keep on pushing because, for example, if you have a brand and then you're working for a brand, you need to think that this brand needs to achieve this. It's really not about you. It's not about me working and getting paid at the end of the day. I want this brand to achieve this thing and I want to be the one part, I want to be a part of this success of this brand. So I think majorly that's what keeps me going. I just want to keep doing and, right.
So it's fine. But I mean, you just said that sometimes you don't meet deadlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because every time I see, it just seems like you don't have weak moments.
Oh, I do.
Strong.
I do a lot.
Yeah. So at the times when you're just like very tired, because you don't seem tired.
Oh, I do. There are times where I cry even. Even recently, I just cried because the work was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And one of the things that make work overwhelming are the people that you work with. I always believe that when you enter into a corporate space, wherever you enter, like you are working there, you need to understand the mission and the vision of where you are. Where is this brand going to? How can I take this brand to the next level?
Yes.
If you don't have that mindset, you get tired. I'm not gonna lie, you're going to get tired. You get tired of working, you keep job hopping here and there for any slight, discomfort. So people that if we're working together and you don't have the same thinking, we are not going towards a certain goal, we are not meeting, we're not aligning, it gets very tiring because you end up doing the job yourself. You end up doing things yourself and doing things yourself, coming from a leadership position, doing things yourself takes you from doing your own job.
Yes.
Right? Because if I'm doing somebody's job, I'm not doing my job because my job requires me to think
Yes.
strategically, to research, to do all of that. I don't have time to research. I don't have time to think if I'm doing your job. If you keep doing somebody's job, you won't be doing your job. And if you're not doing your job, you're not growing, the person is not growing at the same time. So you need to get people to do what they have to do. Else is going to delay you and it's going to delay them as well. And it's going to delay the growth of wherever you're working, wherever you're working. And like we were talking behind, I think that as much as you can help somebody do their job and you can help quicken
Yes.
the speed of the project, you also need to let the person take charge of their job because their job can cost you a project. Their delay can cost you a project. Their delay. Recently, we lost a client, and that was because that was a delay on our part, and not on our part, on a particular person's part. And that thing taught me a lesson because I couldn't do the job of that person. And normally I would have, if I could, I would have learnt it, I would have done it. But at that point, because I'm the one handling the brand, I couldn't deliver because I couldn't do that person's job. But I was following up on the neck of, give me, I need this thing, I need this thing, I need this thing. So when somebody doesn't know the importance of this particular job, they can really frustrate your efforts and the project. And it looks like maybe you're not really doing anything. But the truth is you are doing so much more, but one person can destroy you. So when working, always pray to work with very good people.
Yeah.
Because that's why you hear people say that your most important resource or your most important thing in your office is your staff because they can either spoil you or make you. So you need to be able to help people. And for employers, a lot of people get demotivated.
Yes.
And reason is there is no good structure. There is also no good payment structure within your organization. You need to be able to pay people well.
Yeah.
You might not be able to pay people what they are worth, but pay people well. Stop owing salaries. Pay when you are supposed to pay. When you don't pay, you need to find a way to what's the word now? What's the word I'm looking for? To compensate them for the time spent because a lot of employers think they are doing us a favor. You are not
Sister.
doing us a favor. We are doing you a favor because without us, if you can be the HR, if you
Yeah.
can't be the video person, if you
Yeah.
can't be the graphic designer, if you can't be the client partner, if you can't be the account manager,
Yeah.
be everything you can be. Would you be able to work? Would you
Mm,
get clients?
mm,
No.
mm.
We are the ones helping you. You pay for the time, you pay for our effort, you pay
Yes.
for our skill.
Yeah.
Because we go to school to learn, we do a lot of things to get
The
this
courses.
training. We are taking our time. We could have our own agency.
Yeah.
We could have our own company where we are doing our own thing, but we chose to work with you. So you're going to pay for those
Yeah.
things. And don't delay the payment, because if
Yes.
you delay the payments, you delay the project. And
Mm.
employers like to come up with very flimsy excuses like you're not really, don't work for the money, work for the passion, work for the passion is there, but the passion can die when there is
Yes.
no money, because
Yes.
you have families to feed, you have your
Build.
life to build,
Yes.
you have things, you have vision.
Yeah.
So if they are not helping you fulfill this vision, I don't think it's really a good thing,
Yeah.
because I mean, like there's something they always say where we used to work. They always say that if the company is not growing, you're not growing. And I'm like, me, I'm growing, because I don't know what you people
Oh
are
my
doing that are
God.
not growing, but
Going.
I am
I'm going.
growing.
Yeah.
But there's also a truth in it. If a company is not growing, it means that people in it are not growing. The people are either stealing from the company, or everybody don't have sense,
Yeah.
right? So I just believe that, you know, people need to, there are downtimes, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
There are
Yes.
really downtimes.
Yes.
I have my own fair share
Yeah.
of, even coming today, I've had clients come to the group to say, oh, they need it, they need that. I'm really there's somebody that's supposed to do that, but
Yeah.
there's no time, because I know that the speed that the person will give me is not what I need at the
Needs.
moment. I want to be able to clear this is we're entering into another quarter. I need to be able to strategize. I need to be
Yeah.
able to think. I need to be able to know what to do for the next
Yeah.
season, So there are downtimes, there are times where I miss deadlines, there are times where I forget
Yeah.
that, oh, I'm supposed to do this. There are times where a client give me a brief and I forget to brief my
Subordinates.
people,
Yeah.
right? And it can cause a lot of things.
Yeah.
I take responsibilities for that, because I mean, who am I going to blame?
Yes.
Even when I'm not at fault, or I have people at fault, I cannot point to them. I can't say my client, I can't tell my client that, oh, it's my designer. No, I would have to take the blame. So I need to be able to work with a lot of people. That's why I always say relationship in the office is very important. You might say that you don't have friends, because people have bad experiences with
Yes.
friendship
Yes.
in the work. That's fine. That's on you. And you can deal, but you cannot take away the importance of very good relationship in the workspace.
So so going back to what you said about employers to need to do better. I think that that's one of the reasons why Gen Zs are labeled as badly behaved. Because I think that when I look at my mom, for instance, and my siblings, I know my mom has worked in the same place for over 35 years. I look at my siblings and my brother, and I look at the things that they tolerated, and I'm like, no, I can't tolerate these things.
Yeah.
So I think that the older generation, there are a lot of things that they didn't question, like you said. This thing about payment, for instance, if a Gen Z is in an organization, and you're telling me you're doing me a favor, your owing salary is fifth of following month's third following, I'm going to talk.
Yeah.
And that talk is what they say. Oh, these people are rude.
Yeah.
These people are this. This is about that. I don't know where to-
They don't like to take they don't like when people take they don't like when people are when they question. They just
Yes.
believe that once I give it, you take it.
Yeah.
I can't take it. Once you give
Yes.
me, I can't take it.
Yeah.
I'm going to question it. If I'm supposed to get an increment in salary and I have not gotten it, I'm going to question why. I'm going to tell you that this is what I want. A lot of people don't like, they just feel like they're the head, and anything they give us is no. There are a lot of people, I can go outside and get people who will pay me more for what I'm doing. I'm not going to take out the fact that a lot of people can be lazy. And to be honest, it's not even just Gen Zs that are lazy. I've worked with a lot of millennials that let's not go there.
My God. I remember there's someone I work with right now, one of my bosses, and he was telling me, Tammy, you argue too much. You argue too much. And I'm like, because it was a script writing
Yeah.
conference. And I would always ask, why is this character doing like this? And he said, no, Tammy, you argue too much. I'm not arguing. I just really want you to understand why this character is doing like this. And I think it was seen like that because other people that were in that conference, they're older than me, but they're just going with it because he's the boss. So whatever he says goes. Whatever he says goes. And I was like, no, why? Because I understand script writing. I'm not a babe when it comes to script writing. So you need to explain to me. I'm not just going to accept it. If my name is going to be on this project, it has to be good. So I think
Yeah.
I get that.
And I think that a lot of employers need to get open to employees talking, because if your employee is not talking, if people are not talking, you should be scared. Like, you should be very scared if
Yes.
they're just taking whatever that you say. You should be
Yes.
very scared,
Yes.
because you're paying these people for they are thinking. And if you're not thinking, you should be scared. Either something is wrong with the system. So you need people who can take accountability, who can speak up in
Yes.
companies. If you're not, my former boss would say something that if a client is quiet, if a client is too quiet, then you should be scared because probably the client is fed up and they're about to leave,
Yes.
or the feeling is not good. If a client, I prefer a client that complains, that is always saying, I don't like this, I don't want this. I know that the person is talking and then they want us to fix a particular thing. But if a client is quiet, he's not saying anything, you're just doing, then there's problem. So you always need to visit the office, always need to check up, always need
Yeah.
to, you're like, oh, don't worry. Just know that
Just
it's the
worry.
end of
Worry.
whatever thing. So
Yeah.
I just believe that you don't have to be quiet.
Yeah.
And if you notice, when employees are quiet, they usually want to leave.
Yes.
So
Very true.
I don't think that employees should be employers should be comfortable with people not talking.
Yeah.
I think they should be open to people speaking up more.
Yes, I want to talk about the other side. I know you mentioned, we were talking about how sometimes people delay your work and
Yeah.
everything. And I think that genuinely there are people that have had bad experiences with young people.
Yeah.
They say that especially young people that are creatives, they don't meet deadlines,
Yeah.
they're not structured and everything. So what do you think people are lazy? I don't understand.
For the structure, I think that I'm still going to take you to the employers. I think that a lot of people, apart from you knowing your skill, you need training.
Okay.
You need leadership trainings. You need behavioral trainings
Yeah.
because you know your job, but
Yes.
you don't meet up to deadline. You need time management training. You need a lot of training. So apart from compensating with money, you also need to compensate with education, with trainings. Get trainings for your staff. That's very important. And for individuals, you need to get trainings for yourself if you really want to grow. Because truly, some people are very bad with time management. And for Gen Zs like me, it is when I'm at time that I'll give you the job. And then companies don't run like that. It is you need to give a deadline. It's not about you now. It's not about the clients, it's about the companies, about you delivering. If we're wasting time like this, we can't get new clients in. But if you're going to get new clients in, you have to show these old clients that we can deliver on time, because these clients are the people who would refer other people to you. So you need to be able to give time. A lot of people need to learn time management. A lot of people need to learn communication.
Yes.
A lot of people need to. Personally, I have PTSD with emails. I think it's from where I've worked previously. Anytime they send email, usually for a bad thing. Right? So going into a company now that their mode of communication is email, I'm usually scared when I get an email. It might not even be for the wrong reasons or for a bad reason. I'm just like, why an email? I prefer calling you, texting you on WhatsApp, but you see, emails, I have so much PTSD for that. But now I'm adapting to the fact that I need to communicate with emails and whatnot. So I just think that people have bad behavior and they need to train. You need to, apart from learning how to do digital marketing, how to get more sales, you need to know how to be respectful, how to work with people, how to manage your time, how to build relationships. I know there are a lot of there's a particular book I'm reading currently by Joyce Meyer, Managing Emotions. We need a lot of people are very emotional in the workspace. It's not really about you. You can't be emotional. It's a business. You need to do what you're supposed to do. Don't like, he's my boss, supposed to understand that I have some people don't really care. Right? If you have your own business, you understand that all of these things are like, just get the job done. Let's move on, right? So training is very important.
Yes, I want to talk about. I'm scared of bringing this topic up, but it's because I think the word has been abused and overused, and it's about working in toxic places. I don't know if you have that kind of experience or working with toxic bosses. I think that as a leader, from my experience as an employee, I feel like the best people I've worked with, or the best time I've maybe done the best work, is when I've worked with leaders that are actually very good leaders, that are not toxic, that understands me.
Yeah.
And with toxic leaders, I work with them because I want to impress them. And so because of them, I'm always making mistakes. I'm always on my toes because I know that if I don't do this person will shout at me. But recently, I started working with such an amazing person now. I'm just 1 month in. And because of the fact that this person is so good to me, she talks to me kindly, she talks to me politely, she talks to me as if I'm human. Which is very rare. Because of that, I carry a business on my head. Like I'm thinking, even weekends. I remember I was working on Saturday and she was like, "Damn, why are you posting this today? We're supposed to share it. You're not supposed to work on weekends." I was like, "Wow, but I want to work on the weekend because I'm thinking about because this person is too and even if she's paying like extraordinary, but she talks to me like I'm a human being, and because of that, I'm able to deliver. And I know that toxic workplaces are, it has been overused these days, and people just come on and say, "Oh, my workplace is toxic," and they are the one that actually the
Yeah.
problem. But really, what do you just think about it generally?
I believe that toxicity is everywhere. We have a lot of toxic people everywhere. We just need to know. For toxic leaders, for me, it's easy for me because I can work with the devil. I know your kind of person, like I said, relationship. Understand who this person is. If this person is a get know what makes this person very upset and very angry.
Yeah.
Some people just have very bad behavior, but I don't care stepping on your toes. I just need to get the job done. If you're going to shout at me, if you're going to, I before I don't flourish in places where they're very toxic
Yes.
and all. But I think leaders particularly need to understand that leadership is not authority. It's not commanding. Leadership is service.
Yeah.
You are serving people. Yeah, you're supposed to make people better. Because if people under you are not better, then that's your fault. You need to. That's why I always recommend if you're a leader, take leadership courses because leadership is hard. First of all, leadership is very hard. If you're going to be a leader, you need to be able to take leadership courses. It's not about you being the best in marketing. You can be the best and have a very bad character, and that can spoil your reputation. So you need to take leadership courses. You need to serve the people. I think that's what we're even having in the country. People think, or leaders think that they are there to just give pass
Commands.
information, just command people and all.
Yeah.
You need to serve. You need to know what's good for the people.
Yeah.
You need to help the people do their jobs, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I've had very good leaders. I'm not gonna
Oh.
lie. I've worked with very great people, but I've also had like toxic leaders. I just need to understand what is it. If I'm delivering, right, your reaction towards me is not about my job. You are trying to attack my person, and that's where we draw the line.
Yeah.
So it's not about me, it's about getting the job done. So if somebody doesn't get the job done, it's not don't go and now say that person is stupid. The job might not be good, not the person. So if the person is not to your own taste, not giving you what you're supposed to, because there's a reason why you employ the person in the first place.
Yes.
Right. So you need to understand why you employ the person. And now that you have employed the person and it's not meeting up to standard, I think a lot of leaders need to give grace. There is a time for grace because if they tell you their backstories, they were not the best at the
Yeah,
time.
from the beginning, yeah.
So they need to extend
That
their
grace.
grace to people. A lot of people just have bad behaviors, maybe because of trauma, maybe because of family relations. Maybe I don't know. Some people can come, maybe they have like bad marriage or something, and they just like to just
Transfer.
yes.
Yeah.
And some people are toxic because they see you in your best capacity, something that they can never. Maybe when they were younger, they could never have
Yeah.
imagined themselves being like that, and they
Yeah.
see and like, who do you think
Think
you
you
are?
are,
So that's what
yes.
really triggers them to want to, But I think that to deal with toxicity, apart from all of these things, you also need to pray because there are a lot of warfare in the corporate space.
Yeah.
Not even just in the corporate space, wherever you are, there's
Yeah.
warfare. So you always need to cover yourself
Yeah.
with the blood of Jesus, right? And you also ask the Holy Spirit for leading,
Yeah.
because you might even be the reason for somebody's toxicity. You might not know, right? So you need to prepare yourself. You need to cover yourself. You need to. There's a prayer I always pray that God should, in the Bible, God should set a guard over my lips. My words are for edification. I don't want to use my words to bring somebody down just because person is not doing so well, right? Sometimes the employees make the employers toxic. They just have to do what they have to do just to So I just think that we need to individually work on ourselves, and in the organization we need to point it out. Very important. If you see somebody is toxic and then there's another person you can speak with to say, this is really not helping me, this person's behavior is not really helping my work, I think you need to call it out. And if there is really no solution at the time, or nothing being done, no change, then you can opt out. Yeah.
I think my favorite part of this part is the fact that I think there's a balance now because now there's an employee and there's an employer. And from what you've said, like, is that even as employees, you need to you need to not check yourself as an employee. You need to actually take time to grow yourself, to
Yeah.
work on yourself because no, there are two sides to a coin. So I mean, we can see that your employers are this, we can see that employees are this, but just as
Yeah.
an individual,
Just be
yeah,
good.
yeah, just be
Yeah.
a good
Work on
person.
yourself and
Yes,
whatnot. Yeah.
yes,
I think that's very important. Just work on yourself. Be
yes,
the best version of yourself. Because
yes.
the best I know that this babe diary of a
Nigerian
Nigeria
girl.
girl diary or something, whatever. She said something. She said that there was the time she was working, they were not paying her as much, but she was working, she was doing well.
Yeah,
And then there was somebody that saw that she was working and
yeah.
poached her. They poached her till she got to an oil and gas company. She started earning so much. So just keep doing. People are watching. People are
Yes,
seeing. You
yes,
might not just know who exactly
yeah,
is, and don't expect the goodness from people you have been good to. There's
yes.
people you do not know. Like, the way God works is very
Mm,
amazing.
mm,
So
mm,
I think that
mm,
whatever
mm.
whatever anybody is doing, you still need to be good. Hold your faith, hold on to your faith, and work on yourself. Basically, be
Yes,
good, work on
yes.
yourself, hold on to your faith.
Yeah, so you mentioned prayer earlier.
Ah,
Now I want to talk about being a Christian in the marketplace. I think maybe well, I'm saying because I'm in the media. I don't
yeah,
know about other sectors, but I feel like it's even harder for those of us that are in the media and in the entertainment space to be someone. It's so oh god. I don't know. I don't think people understand how hard it is
yeah,
to uphold to hold on to your value as a Christian that is working in a media and entertainment place because everybody's doing it. I don't know what they're doing, but everybody's doing it, you know. So to not conform, it takes a lot of grace. To not say and for you to even climb up the ladder, you know, they will tell you you just have to do it, you know. So I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. But I want to know how you are doing it. How you being a light? Because I can see that you're a light, Fikayo. I don't know if you know it, but you are actually.
thank you.
So how have you been doing it? Because you've been in this space for years. How have you been doing it? Being a Christian in the marketplace that is a light because that's what God has called us to be
Yeah.
a light.
So first of all, like I always say, my work is a tool of evangelism.
Mm,
As a Christian, if you're not offering value at
mm,
where you are, there is a cause for alarm.
mm,
It's either your work is bringing people closer to God. Because I want to do a job and I want people to say, who are you?
mm,
Where are you getting this idea from? Right? I want people to question me. Then I can say, this is from God. So get closer to God so you can get all these
mm.
kind of things, right? If you're not giving value at your workspace as a Christian,
Oh, yeah.
you can't really come out to say that you're a Christian, because what exactly is Christ showing in you?
Hey.
How is Christ being displayed in you if your work is not good?
Mm,
If they are always being corrected, you can see you can't come and say, oh, come to my church, come to my this thing, come to my, and you're giving rubbish work. I'll ask you, like, what am I coming to your church to do? To
mm,
pray?
mm.
I have church that I pray. Why should I come and pray? There are people I've met people in office spaces that do not believe in God, but their work is so great. You might want to believe that not believing in God can be a good thing.
Mm.
They don't go to church, they don't do anything, but they are offering good value. But
Oh,
we
yeah.
are preaching Christ. We're saying Jesus is Lord. We're saying Jesus is the way. But we are not displaying, we're not showing that Jesus is the
Yeah,
way. We're not
yeah,
displaying any
yeah.
form of, we use curse words at work. We do a lot of very
Gossip.
nasty gossip. We sleep with each other at work. No, not me. Sorry. Not here. So we do a whole lot of things at work, and then we're expecting that people would come closer to
To
God.
Christ, yeah.
If your character is not saying anything, how do you want to preach to you? I don't think every time we need to always say, give your life to Christ, give a tract, or
Yeah,
give a
yeah,
Bible verse
yes,
or
yes, yes,
anything. Sometimes let your work speak for you.
yes.
Let people say, yes, this is a Christian, because you don't tell, you show.
Mm,
So show that you're a Christian. Live how Jesus would live.
mm,
How what's the word now? Live an exemplary life.
mm,
I'm not saying people should look at you as the Bible. I'm
mm,
just saying that this is what the Bible says. Act what the Bible says. I don't believe that somebody that has Christ should be lazy.
mm.
I don't believe that somebody that says is a Christian, a believer, you believe in Jesus, Jesus has worked on you, should not give value wherever they are. There are times where you make mistakes, that's fine, but it shouldn't be continuous, shouldn't be a constant mistake, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
also you need to have your values. There are core values that should not be compromised. Hold on to that. See, people will talk about you. You cannot deny it. If you want to do great things, people will talk about
About it,
you.
yes, yeah.
hold on to your faith, have core values. This cannot be. If you are looking for someone that will help you lie, they know that Fikayo is not the person. If you are looking for somebody that will help you take money from the company,
Yes.
they know that you are not the person.
Person,
So
yes,
be that
yes.
person that they know they
Yes.
cannot come to you
Yes.
for very
Yes.
bad or very
Yes.
negative things. So just hold on to whatever it is. It's very hard, I'm telling you.
Yes.
It is very hard to. There's sometimes that in this music space, there's sometimes that you even have to like shoot videos for, and then the videos have a lot of,
You get to.
yeah, and then you're like, well, but you have to do the job.
Yeah.
Really, it's not really about you. You have to, and you have to do the video very excellently for people to see, because with Jesus comes excellence,
Yeah.
right? And for us as believers, we need to display that level of excellence to others. So God will help you. I really cannot categorically say, because I don't know what anybody is facing, but
yes.
I think there are a lot of examples. We have Ibuka Osika, we have
Yes.
the likes of DDK, we have a lot of people who are in the corporate spaces who are Christians. I'm a Christian, like Ibuka Osika will say, Dr. Mrs. Professor Ibuka Osika will say is I'm a Christian in the marketplace, right? So I'm first a Christian, then I'm in the marketplace. So you need to set your priorities right and know what exactly you're doing at particular times. So for Christians, your work can also be a tool for evangelism. You can preach Jesus with the work that you do. So do great work, do excellent work. Yeah.
I think that's so busy. And I like that you said it's not easy.
I know it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie. I've had my own fair share of mistakes as well. But God is working on us all. There's room for growth. There's room for improvement. Even till now, we don't even know it all. We're still going to learn and keep learning and keep learning. And the only time you can know that you're probably trespassing is if you study the word. So as much as you're doing your work, you also need to find time for God. Create time for God, right? If I say find time, if I tell you that, create a devotion, you might want to look, when am I working? This time I'll give it to God. Your job has to align with whatever time you give God. So first of all, it's your time with God, your devotion with God. Then other things will fall in place. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all other things will be added. So if you put your work over God, then that's your God. God is not your God. That's your idol. If you put other things above God, then that's your idol. So first of all, you need to put God first, then other things will follow. So if you know that you want to work from 7 o'clock, but you need to give God whatever time. I wake up 4 o'clock. I know 4 to 6, you have your devotion. I know that the remaining time I have time. And also during work, just take like breaks, just, speak in tongues, pray, move around. You need to always recharge yourself because you never know. This job comes with a lot of. Yeah, because you can be very annoyed and say what you're not supposed to say and can destroy somebody's life. So I'm very particular about anybody. I don't want to say what will make you think of trauma. I'm not going to commit suicide. Now, tomorrow that is what I said. Please, I really don't want that kind of situation. So you always need to recharge yourself as much as you can. Listen to gospel songs. We're not listening sort of, but listen to gospel at work. Put your earpiece and listen. Because we are working. It's a warfare. It's a battle. So you always need to be prepared, right? So yeah.
Listen to anywhere I work, they will know. I want Spotify on my laptop. I will be this volume. I'll not even use AirPods because I want to be hearing it.
There's the time at work where they were playing. I think they were playing like these songs and all. So and I said, if people can play the song live, let me too play my own live. So we're actually both playing it at the. Or you were playing your own, I was playing my own. So like everybody's noisy. We have to choose one.
Yes, ma'am.
And darkness, light cannot bow for darkness. So it was more like a joke, but at the end of the day, everybody has to follow
what they want to follow.
Yeah, so So I think that apart from that, we need to just represent Christ properly in the workspace.
Yes. God is helping us. God is helping
Our
us.
God is helping us.
So we've spoken about being a Gen Z in the marketplace. We're talking about Christian. Now let's talk about the last part, which is being a woman. Which is being a woman, because I don't think so. You can't know unless you're a woman in the corporate space. They think that we overdo this woman thing. We say, they say, hey, people are always a woman advocate. Hey, equity. Hey, equality. But you don't understand. I remember that there will be times when last year I was doing documentary actively, and I was mostly working with guys because I was working as a producer. So the guys I was working with, and there are times when I would be on set and I would see my period and I'll be in serious pain. wow, I cannot tell them because they'll say you're using period as an excuse. Like I'm in serious move, I'm running around set. I'm saying do this, do that. But I
Yeah.
can't say it. And that's just like one of many examples. That period is even that's even
Yeah.
another conversation entirely. But really being a woman in a thriving in the marketplace, thriving in the corporate space is I don't know. How has your experience been?
For me, by the grace of God, I've been able to break free from
Yeah.
any of that because there is nothing you can give a man that you give him that I cannot do.
Yeah.
I can do times two because as women, we've been in the workspace basically. We've been pushed to do more so that people can see that we're
Yeah.
doing more. So we want to
Mm.
do extra. We want to. It's really not fair because some guys would not do so much, but they'll just give them because they are men. Like I've experienced that before where I really wanted this project, but they gave it to somebody else because it was a guy, and they like their excuse was, "Oh,
Imagine.
this thing is very stressful. You have to go there." I'm like, if you know me, I can go dirty for my work, not like in a very. I can roll on the ground
Yeah.
just so that I
Get the work done.
get the work done. So whatever, I think women they need to take away that mentality of oh I'm a woman or they would not treat me because a lot of women go into leadership positions, they go into corporate spaces thinking that
Like that. Okay.
oh the reason why they're not giving me this because I'm a woman. We need to take that off.
First.
Yes, because that is even limiting,
Okay.
and that is very annoying to hear to a lot of people. Like it's not really about you. If you get the job done, except you get the job done, and then they categorically tell you that it's because you're a woman. That's why. Don't think like that. Don't think like a. Don't. There's nothing like think like a man. If you want to get the job done, I think women do better
Yes.
jobs.
Think like a woman.
I'm very unapologetic about this. I think a lot of I think women do better jobs because in my where I work, I'm not gonna lie, the best strategists are women. I'm telling you, you can check anywhere. The people who have come up with very great strategists are women. I've worked with a lot of, in fact, hardly have I worked with a guy strategist. A woman as a brand strategist is the best you can have. I'm telling you, because she's thinking. She's we're just good like that. So I think for women, you need to take off that
That mindset.
mentality of, oh, I'm a woman, that's why I'm not getting certain
Yes.
things. Take it off. Once you take it off, people address you the way
Yeah.
you are, the way you carry yourself. You can do this, you can do much more than you can imagine. So take off whatever label you have on yourself that you're not giving me this because I'm a woman. They're not. Take it off. And as for people who look down on women, you have a lot of work to do on yourself. I think that because it's really not about the gender, to be honest. It's really not about the gender. Just do your work. I don't really care about anybody saying, because I'm a woman. I do good work and you can tell that I'm a woman and I do it very well. And then you can point to me and say, oh, there are a lot of women who do that. Fikayo is one of them. That's where I want to be. It's not a gender thing, to be very honest. It's really not a gender thing. For me, when I want to give somebody a task, I look at who can deliver the most.
Yes.
Whether you're a man or
a
a woman,
woman.
I don't care. Whether you're a child or you're an adult, I do not care. If you can get this job done, I'm good to go. So,
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So I think we've come to the end because I don't have questions again. I feel like I just got a free because we should do a master class, so I have to try in the marketplace.
I'm learning to.
No, we all these things that I just gave us.
Learning.
Master class, how to try the corporate space. But I want to go back to the Bible. So is there if you could, say one character in the Bible that you think that would model work ethics for you, who would that be?
I think it's Paul. I think it's Paul. Yeah, because he loved his work. Like he was always traveling, always you could see that there was
Actually.
and while he was working, he was saying, when you leave a place and then there are other people, when you have like businesses and he would send letters to those people, do this. He has very good work ethics. He has I don't know how to explain it because I just finished reading the book of Timothy. And when he was urging Timothy, I'm like, he was now saying something like he's traveling to this, he's traveling to there, but he hopes to meet him when he comes back. You can see somebody that loves his job and he's never forgetting where he's coming from.
Yeah.
He's always referring to, he can be at Corinth today and be somewhere, but he will always send a letter to Corinth and say, I didn't forget you guys. You guys are doing amazing. I'm hearing about
That's what you guys are doing.
how can a
Always get
person be
readings.
like that? And and yet he still gets persecuted at some other places, but he's not moved by
Hmm.
what people are saying. He's not moved by how he's being treated. He just wants to preach the gospel. Like he just wants people to hear. I just want to get the job done. You
Hmm.
insult me, you do anything, that's on you, to be honest. If you cross the line, if you plot against me, you'll battle with God. I don't have a problem with that. It's not me. I
Hmm.
can't be fighting
Hmm.
battles that just you and
Hmm.
God should just handle it,
Yes.
But I think Paul is one
Apostle
person that has a
Paul.
very good work ethic. Yeah.
I actually love Apostle Paul books too
Yeah.
because I like reading. So I always enjoy reading these episodes.
Yeah, I
That is very
think.
fun. I'm like, how did you have time to write all of this?
Yeah.
All of this? Yeah. I mean, jeez, what is happening? This.
Yeah.
So you have people everywhere that are giving you gist of what's happening in this place and that place. I think
Yeah.
so.
And another person would be Queen Esther. I think she had good strategy when it came to something. She had listening ears. A lot of leaders need to know how to listen. She had listening ears and was able to like take charge of so many things. So Queen Esther and Apostle Paul are like my two go-to
Yeah, I
people.
think Esther was also able to delegate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say
Yes.
people will fast. You join me in fasting. She didn't do
Yeah.
everything on her own.
I
That's
think. Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Fikayo. But before we round up, is there any last word you'd like to say to a young person in the corporate space? What advice would you like to give them?
With all these things I've said,
Is there any other thing you would like to
mm,
add?
so I would say that always have a scripture that guides you in the workplace. Not one scripture, like scriptures. For me, I always say that, like Job 22:28, I'm successful in all that I do, and light shines on the path ahead of me. You need to go in with so much confidence. That's what I'm learning currently. A lot of confidence. Enter the market space with confidence. And confidence comes from knowing who you are, knowing whose you are, and the skill and the knowledge of whatever you are going into. So have that skill, have God, be confident in who you are, and be confident in who sent you to do what you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I feel like this episode is for me. Yeah, you need to hold that master class. Don't worry,
I'll
we'll pay
try.
for it. Thank you so
You're
much. Thank you so
welcome.
much for coming on. I'm not seeing like I don't know. I think that's time I saw it was maybe 2020 or
Yeah.
something. 4 years, 5 years. Oh god, thank you so much for
You're
carrying for doing
welcome.
this with me. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this episode. Even though I don't want it to end, but she will have that masterclass, so we'll attend the masterclass. All right, thank you so much for staying with us to the end of today's podcast. Thank you guys so much. Remember to subscribe on all platforms: YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and see you next time. Bye.